Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, can I ask you to be upstanding, please? Please be upstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you. If you can be upstanding, please, thank you, and enjoy the rest of your morning. Thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hello. My name's Amir Ibrahim, and this year I have the great pleasure. Guys, please, thank you. This year I have the great pleasure of welcoming all you fantastic freshers to the university. Thank you. This year, I have the fantastic pleasure of welcoming all you freshers here to the University of Glasgow. I'll be your host here today as part of my role as Vice President of Student Activities. Congratulations on earning your places here. You're now all officially University of Glasgow students. You may have noticed this is basically Hogwarts. You've made it this far and are about to begin what I can assure you will be an incredible journey. As you can see from our enthusiastic set of helpers in the balconies, your introduction to the university over the next few days has got a lot in store. Freshers Week is incredible. Over the next few days, you'll be absorbed into a plethora of events, you'll get more friend requests than you've ever had, and get the chance to explore all this historic university has to offer. Glasgow is one of the oldest universities in the world, with over 27,000 students from around 130 countries. Diversity is certainly one of its attributes. Glasgow is the only university in the UK to have 4 student bodies, The sea of colour. The sea of colour above is a reflection of this unique structure. We have a number of speakers this afternoon who all have plenty to tell you about what you'll need to know about everything U of G. You'll hear speeches from the Principal, Anton Muscatelli, our Rector, Edward Snowden, our Interfaith Chaplain, Stuart Macquarie, and the presidents of our 4 student bodies, I know what you're thinking. Who are these people and what the hell is going on? On my left, we've got the Helpers in Red, the Queen Margaret Union, also known as the QMU. Our Helpers in Pink all come from the Glasgow University Sports Association, also known as GUSA. In yellow, we have our helpers in the Glasgow University Union, the GUU. And my beautiful helpers in blue from the Student Representative Council, better known as the SRC. Without further ado, please give a warm welcome to the first speaker of today, our University Principal, Anton Muscatelli.
Completely soaking. Ladies and gentlemen, can I warmly welcome you to the University of Glasgow. It's great to see so many people here. To our freshers, I don't need to tell you that you're part of a select group. There's a lot of competition to get in to the University of Glasgow. Places here are tough to secure, and you worked very hard to get here. So you've already achieved something by joining us here today. And let me say just how proud we are to have you as part of our university. We know that you've got what it takes. We know that you've got talent, you've got abilities, and it will be our privilege and our pleasure over the coming years to see those talents and abilities blossom and flourish here at the university. I really hope that as you're poised to embark on your university life, you have a real sense of excitement. It's a bit difficult not to have a real sense of excitement here today at this moment. I was just saying to Liam, President of the SRC, it's more like a Champions League final than a freshers address. But anyway, I hope you have a sense of excitement, because I think living and learning at the University of Glasgow has the potential to be life-changing. A number of us here at the university, including myself, are alumni of these great institutions, and we know what that means. It brings opportunities that present themselves again and again. Thank you. And I hope that you'll feel able to embrace those opportunities and make the most of them. And it all starts this week. You've already been told Freshers' Week is an incredible tradition here at the University of Glasgow. It's probably the biggest student event that you'll ever go to. As most of you will now be owners of a Freshers' Week pass, you'll be able to pick and choose from over 100 events that are happening here on campus and various activities. So I hope you make the most of it. It's a chance to you being introduced to those rich social, cultural and sporting opportunities that will be yours here on campus. It's a concentrated period, it's hectic, it's exhilarating, I hope, and hopefully it will give you that introduction and inform your choices on the social part of your life here on campus. And that's a hugely important part of your life. You're here to study, you're here to gain a degree, hopefully, but it's also about how you become part of a community. But if a Freshers' Pass gives you access to a week of activities, facts and fun, your status as a student of the university gives you access to a lot more. Mayor said we're one of the oldest universities in the country. We have over 560 years of history. I doubt if this is what Freshers' Week looked like in 1451, but we have over 560 years of history. So we're better now than we were in 1451. So as students, you're part of that heritage, and you're about to write a new chapter in that tremendous history of the university. Just this week, actually, we've published a new strategy, and sometimes it doesn't touch student life directly, but I would encourage you to look at it because its title, I think, tells us something about the kind of university we want to be. It's called Inspiring People, Changing the World. And you, the student body, are central to that vision and ambition which is within the pages of that strategy. We are one of the world's top universities. Some people would say in the top 1%, maybe even better than that, perhaps in the top 0.5%. We draw students, as you hear, from over 120, 130 countries, and we do believe that this is a place where you as an individual can make your mark. You're part of an academic community which is a community of enormous talent, enormous energy and enterprise. And whatever discipline you pursue here, whether it's the arts and humanities, medicine and vet medicine, life sciences, the sciences generally, social sciences, engineering, it doesn't matter. You are working here in a place where we have academics that will be teaching you, are producing work of international importance, and you're going to be right there at the cutting edge. And you're now members of an immensely rich and varied community. You have an opportunity to mix with people from a wide range of backgrounds, cultures, faith groups, and nations. One of the key aims of what we've been trying to do here in the last few years, and you'll find that again in that Inspiring People strategy, is we're trying to create a diverse community. We're trying to give everybody an exposure of what it's like here in Glasgow to be part of a rich global community. So I would encourage you, and this is really important, not just to play your part, not just in finding community and diversity, but in building community and diversity here in Glasgow. You'll have seen some of the initiatives that we run as a university to try and do that. I know the student body is a key part of that in volunteering and other aspects of you really helping to build communities. And I hope that this student cohort will do exactly the same as those in recent years have done a huge amount of work in building that community. But let me stress this point. We want your experience at the university to be a great one that will be rich and rewarding. And with my colleagues up here, the SRC, the QMU, the GEU, and GUSA, these student bodies with our university services, with our colleges, are working hard and together to achieve this. I think there's evidence that we're getting this right. If you look at national student surveys, if you look at the way in which those who graduate and who study here think about the University of Glasgow, I think we do get it right in terms of the student experience, but we know we can always get better. And one of the things I would encourage you is also to feedback through the SRC, through school reps, how we can make things even better for you at the university in years to come. I don't want to go on for too long. I know I've emphasized the excitement and opportunities that are here for you to grasp. I know that these can also be times of stress and worry. I myself remember being a fresher in first year. It is a time when you're finding your feet in a very different place. If you have any concerns, there are people here that can support you, not only the student bodies here present, but also the student support services around campus. If you want help, please ask for help. It's important that you become part of an integrated community that is supportive to you too. So we want to create a strong and vibrant student community because you are central to university life. You are central to the health of this university. So get involved, participate, meet and support your fellow students. Work with us to make this a very special place of learning and discovery. So in conclusion, I hope you have a great time at Glasgow. I hope you have a fulfilling time. And when you return to this hall for your degree, I hope you'll experience not just the satisfaction of attaining a degree, but the knowledge that you're better equipped and prepared for life, because that is what university is also about. Hope that you become people who inspire, who become world changers. So welcome to Glasgow, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Principal. Our next speaker, I'm sure, will need no introduction, but for those of you that don't know, last year we had a record turnout in the rectorial elections that saw Edward Snowden into the role. As mentioned previously, Glasgow is one of the oldest universities in the world, and we're one of 5 universities in Scotland who elect a rector. Our university rector, Edward Snowden.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I think the cheering has stopped. It's a little bit difficult to hear. I wanted to say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the best university in the world. I was elected to send a message, and that was that people deserve to have a voice in government, and that justice has to be seen to be done. Now, you're arriving at this university at an extraordinary time of change. The world is more complex and evolving at a faster rate than it ever has for any class before. And you and the capabilities and knowledge that you develop here with a little bit of skill and hopefully more than a little bit of luck will allow you to change the world. Now, there are cynical people in government, in private society, in the press, who argue that everything we do as civil society, that everything we do as a community, as an academic sector, as a common human family, doesn't amount to much. We change things, but they're not so big. Reforms are made, but they aren't really determinative. I would argue that that's completely false. When we look at what's happened in the last 2 years alone within the United Kingdom, we see that there was a system of mass surveillance that had been put upon the public without their knowledge, without their consent, and overseen only by a secret court called the Investigatory Powers Tribunal, that in 15 years never ruled against the government a single time. Thanks to people like you, that's changed. That same secret rubber stamp court has now ruled against the government on multiple occasions. You are increasingly having a say over the way your government operates and the boundaries, the limits of your rights. Now, for the first time in many years, they're once more beginning to expand. And if we can do that in our country, in our countries around the world, our community, we can do that around the world. We can enforce human rights through new means, through the things we discover, through the ideas we generate, through the technologies we create, to reach out and provide people with new liberties beyond borders to which they've never been entitled before. We can create a freer and better world. Now, the danger of this is that even as we make progress, there are measures step by step in all different parts of society which push back for different reasons. They feel threatened by the advance of the progress of civil liberties. They like the status quo. They like the measure of power to which they're entitled. And that happens even within the academic sector, I'm quite sad to report. Now, as rector, I've been contacted by members of the Student Representative Council. I've seen stories in the newspaper that indicate within Scotland, within the Parliament, there's a new bill called the Higher Education Governance Act, which represents a real threat to the financial and academic independence of the university system, of the oldest universities in Scotland and every other one. Now, more than anything else, one of the most significant, one substantial change for the ancient universities is that it will dilute the student and university voice in determining your own government, how you want to be ruled, how you want to be represented on the most senior bodies. And this means that the four ancient universities could lose their position of rector entirely. Now, beyond that, it means things like the buildings that you work in, the funding that you can generate through grants and charitable statuses could be lost entirely. And while this may seem a little political for people who just arrived in the university, what you need to think about is this is a decision that if you do not participate in it, you will lose influence that you once had. You will lose rights that you once had. You will lose representation that you once had that you will never be able to receive again. Because this is something we see around the world as far as how rights work. The only rights that you enjoy are the ones that you stand up for. So I'll cut it short here and say, you will be, I think, the most capable class to come out of this university that has ever come before. And working together, you can achieve things, do things that no other cohort has ever been able to do before. And that's not just an extraordinary opportunity, it's an extraordinary responsibility. And it is my honor to serve as your rector. And I have to say as well, this is Freshers Week. Don't forget to have some fun. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rector. Just before I continue, I just want to offer apologies to the fellow speakers today. I spilt some water here and it's quite wet. Now to give you some words of advice for your time at university, please welcome our next speaker, the Interfaith Chaplain, Stuart Macquarie.
God, I have to say that God loves all his children, regardless of what T-shirts they're wearing. So, anyway, to our new students, to our freshers, welcome to St Trinian's, or to Glasgow University. Now, you've not made the wrong choice. Don't let this be an indication of how your lecturers and professors will behave. But you've made it here, and just to become a student here is a really remarkable achievement, as the principal was saying. So well done to you, our new students. And this time next year, some of you are likely to be part of the enthusiastically. Well, if that's not enough to put you off, this time next year, some of you might well be part of these T-shirt-clad helpers for Freshers' Week around, because they once sat where you're sitting, but more positively, the principal and even I once sat where you're sitting, wondering, what have I done here? But I'd like to hold out a vision for you, that in the 3, 4, or depending on your course, possibly 5 years that you're going to be here as students, that one day you'll be back in this very hall with another wildly enthusiastic group of people, perhaps not dressed in T-shirts, but this group equally on your side, supporting you as your name is called out and you're declared worthy to receive your university degree. At which point the principal waves a cap over your head and declares in Latin, because we love our traditions here, declares in Latin that you're now a bachelor, a master, or even a doctor of the University of Glasgow. That's the vision to hold out before yourselves. The downside is that you're more likely to be back in this hall in the ensuing years to sit exams before you can get to that stage. But that's a price worth paying to become a graduate of this ancient university. And we, all of us, even all these people around us, these nutty people up in the galleries, we all want you to pass your exams. And if you're good enough to be admitted as a student, you're good enough to pass. For our part, you'll have, as you've seen already, some of the best student bodies around anywhere, with some of the finest academics in the world teaching you, along with some of the best support available to any student at any university in the world, through our counselling, our disability support, our learning and teaching support, our accommodation and chaplaincy. And for my part, chaplaincy is not about inflicting or imposing religion on you. What we do is try to help you achieve the best that you can be. In a place like this, the challenge is, it's often the human spirit that's challenged the most, and that wee voice that throws the doubts, the questions in your mind. But believe me, from today you're on your way as part of your degree, just by being admitted as a student. And in chaplaincy, I don't care whether you're Buddhist, Christian, Hindu, Jewish, Muslim, secular humanist, Sikh, or one of the Jedi Knights. We've chaplains from all of these, well, maybe not from the Jedi Knights, but I care even less whether you're straight, gay, lesbian, transgender, or whatever you are. Because what matters to this university is who, not what you are, who you aspire to be, and that's part of coming here. And part of that is discovering yourself at university. But along the way, please do get involved in student life. It's fantastic and really adds to your experience here in a positive way. So join the SRC in its clubs and societies. Sign up for the QMU. or the GUU and getting involved in its clubs and its debates. It's got a great tradition. Or joy. And get involved in GUSA and the clubs and societies there. All our clubs and societies. All the clubs and societies do tremendous work for our students, and they also organise great events, not just this week, but throughout the years. There are times like the QMU President's Dinner, the GUSA Ball, and the GUU Daft Friday, where there's a night where these events are really good, and I would encourage you to go to them. But from my perspective, as the night progresses, things begin to happen that the chaplain shouldn't see or hear. And I don't mind as long as it doesn't involve my daughter. But for those times when around campus, when you need space for quiet reflection, we've got a lovely chapel just across the way there. And that's there for people, whatever faith or belief position they hold. It's a beautiful place built in memory of students who were just like you, but who died in the Great War, 1914 to 1918. And the chapel is also a very popular place for weddings. And this summer we actually held our first same-sex marriage ceremony in the chapel. And now this is about to frighten you. Just think that in the future you might end up with one of those in the T-shirts around you as your life partner, as your husband, your wife, your soulmate. So for Freshers Week, any weddings booked this week and Freshers Week, anyone that meets up, you can watch who you're sitting next to. It could be the person for the rest of your life. So for Freshers Week, there's a 25% discount. So, as I said, for Freshers Week, there's a 25% discount, so see me by Friday. Enjoy your time at one of the top 100 universities in the world, the University of Glasgow, because you're now part of it.
Thank you, Stuart. As I'm sure you'll now be aware, there's certainly plenty to get involved with throughout your time at Glasgow. To give some further insight, our award-winning student television station, Gust, have prepared a short feature highlighting all you need to know about your time here. For many of you, this is your new home, the beautiful city of Glasgow as well. So please turn your attention to the screen behind me for Glasgow University Student Television's 2015 Freshers Guide.
Hello!
And welcome to the University of Glasgow.
The time is finally here and you're about to start studying at an internationally renowned institution with thousands of students from all over the world, and you couldn't have chosen a better city to do it in.
Of course, we may be a little biased. That said, we've provided a brief guide for you here to help you get to know much of what you'll be dealing with in your first few weeks at university, and also some tips to help you get the most out of your time here.
We know the semester hasn't started yet, but it still might be good to take some notes. of all, let's get the obvious out of the way. Glasgow University was founded in 1451 and over the course of its 500 plus years has seen a lot of history and evolved to become a modern and dynamic centre for learning.
The uni itself is set here in the centre of Glasgow's buzzing West End, and over the years it's produced alumni that become celebrated the world over, from writers and actors to politicians, scientists and engineers.
Here's what you will need to know as you begin to settle in.
Glasgow University is unique in that it operates with 4 distinct student bodies, all of whom oversee much of what happens on campus. First of these is the Student Representatives Council, or SRC. They work tirelessly to address any issues you may have on or off of campus, and they have a number of facilities in place for when times get tough.
Hi, I'm Liam. I'm the president of the SRC. Our job is to represent your interests and the 27,000 other students' interests at the university level, from classes and schools, all the way right up to the national and international level. But we do much more than that as well. We provide services such as the minibus, which I'm sure you'll come across, all the way through to volunteering and representation.
Hi, I'm Gemma. I'm the Vice President Education. I deal mainly with academic representation and making sure that any issues you're having during your studies here are taken to the highest levels of the university.
Hi, I'm Anna Marie and I'm the Vice President for Student Support. It's my job to make sure that all your welfare issues are looked after during your whole time at university.
Hi there, I'm Amir. I'm Vice President for Student Activities here at the SRC. I'm here to make sure you get the most out of your student experience here at Glasgow. This relates to extracurricular pursuits like promoting our 253 societies on campus and a number of volunteer opportunities available as well.
The SRC are based here in the John McIntyre building, and their welcome point should be your first point of contact for anything regarding Freshers Week or student life. Plus, they offer the cheapest printing on campus for just 3p a page.
The John Mac is also home to the 4 student media bodies supported by the SRC. In no particular order, these are Subcity are the uni student radio station, and this year they celebrated 20 years of discovering bands and playing the best new music. They broadcast online 24 hours a day, and past members of the station include Optimo, Slam and Hudson Mohawk.
For those who prefer more traditional media, Glasgow University Guardian and Glasgow University Magazine have you covered. Sharing an office in the John Mac, both publications work tirelessly to bring the Glasgow student body the hottest news on campus.
Last, but definitely not least, is GUST, our Glasgow University student television. As you can see, we here at GUST use the latest video technology to broadcast news, drama, sport, arts coverage and so much more.
GUST is the oldest student television station in the world, and last year we celebrated our 50th birthday in a ceremony attended by past alumni such as John Hardy, the head of ITN, and Stephen Moffat, the showrunner of Doctor Who and co-creator of Sherlock. All 4 media organisations are free and available for you to join, so look out for us during Freshers Week if you'd like to signal your interest.
If media isn't your thing, however, then the SRC also oversee the literally hundreds of other clubs available to you on campus. So whether you're interested in music, politics, theatre, maths, engineering, China, cheese, Shakespeare or stockbroking, there'll definitely be something for you.
Clubs are a great way to make new friends with similar interests, or to give yourself something to commit to outside of your studies, or to burn up those extra hours when, let's be honest, you'd just be watching Netflix.
So it's definitely worth going along to the Freshers Fair on Tuesday and Wednesday and checking out what's on offer.
Or at least pretending to be interested so you can get some free stuff and snacks. If you're more into sports, however, then GUSA is the organisation for you. Glasgow University Sports Association is responsible for the uni's 51 widely varied sports clubs, which have something for everyone. Just to remove all doubt, here they are.
On Tuesday and Wednesday of Freshers, GUSA will be holding a fair in the Stevenson, where all of these clubs, as well as GUSA's mascot Gus, will be vying for your attention and giving you the opportunity to sign up.
Speaking of the Stevenson building, membership of GUSA also comes with another perk: access to possibly the cheapest and best gym in Glasgow, all for the price of just £100 a year. But let's hear it from GUSA President Caitlin Kelly.
Hi, my name's Caitlin Kelly and I'm the GUSA President 2015-2016. The Stevenson building is currently set over 6 floors and is home to a number of different exercise spaces, including cardio suite, muscle conditioning suite, and an excellent swimming pool, sauna and steam room. If you're more into social exercise, however, there are a number of different exercise classes on offer, catering for all energy levels and abilities. This October will see the opening of the eagerly awaited Stevenson Extension building. Once open, this facility will be home to a new activity hall with dedicated spectator fan area, a new state-of-the-art muscle conditioning suite called Powerplay, and world-class cardio suite called Pulse. GUSA as a student body is open and inclusive of everyone. I can't encourage you enough to join GISA. We're really looking forward to meeting you this Freshers Week.
We know what most of you are looking forward to about uni life, however.
That's where our other two organisations come in.
One of the more distinct features of Glasgow Uni is that we have not one,
but 2 university unions.
Some of you may be confused as to the need for 2 unions.
But very soon you'll come to see where exactly the differences lie.
For example, GUU features several bars, a nightclub, its own magazine publication, and several places to relax and study.
Whereas QMU has a few bars and a nightclub, its own magazine publication, places to relax.
Okay, fair enough, the differences may need some explaining.
Hello, I'm Rory, I'm the GUU President, and welcome to Glasgow University Union, the home of all things fun on campus. With 2 libraries, incredible debating events, entertainment on every night this week, and also games events throughout the week, there really is something for everyone here at GUU, so come down and find out what we're all about. Later in the year, we'll also be opening a brand new £7 million nightclub development on the side of our building, which will be the home for all students on Thursdays and Saturday nights. I'll see you on the dance floor.
Hi, I'm Max, I'm the new QMU president. We're incredibly proud of our history of live music, from Queen and Iron Maiden, Red Hot Chili Peppers, leading through to the amazing acts we've got playing Freshers Week this year with local heroes Father Son and the La Fontaines. We've got Scott Mills DJing, we've got the UV foam party, which is going to be absolute chaos. So hopefully you'll have a great week and you'll realise that the QMU really does have something to offer for everybody.
Both unions will be vying for your attention during Freshers Week, and their Freshers helpers will be able to guide you if you suddenly forget which way your halls are.
And before you start to worry, you are allowed to join both unions.
Of course, that doesn't stop you from picking a favourite.
If all that talk of partying has got you in the mood for some learning, and I'm sure it has done, then your first point of call should be behind us at the Uni Library.
The Glasgow University Library is 11 floors of fun. It's open almost every day of the year from 7 in the morning till 2 in the morning.
We know it's hard to get excited about your uni library, but it has been done up over the summer, so it's looking pretty sharp, and more importantly, it can save you a lot of money on your course books.
If you're not quick enough for that, however, no need for fear. The John Smith bookshop in the Fraser building, or the SRC second-hand bookshop in the John Mack, can help you out for a fraction of high street prices.
Basically, if your teacher gets on at you for not doing the reading, then don't blame us.
Well, that's most of what you need to know about the way Glasgow Uni works, but your crash course isn't quite over yet. Over the next week, you'll be exposed to an overwhelming amount of new people, places, and things. And for that, all we can do is wish you good luck.
If you haven't done so yet, there's still time to buy your Freshers Pass for the week ahead. It's not absolutely the be-all and end-all of your Freshers Week, but take it from somebody who didn't get theirs in their Freshers Week. It's absolutely worth getting, and it's a steal at £45.
It's a great way to settle into Glasgow Uni life and meet some of your best friends, and also people who you'll never see again.
One final tip for the week ahead. Make sure you're looking your best for at least one day during Freshers.
Because if you haven't already submitted a photo for your student ID, then you'll need to get it taken at one point during the week. And for a one-time picture, your student photo can make a big difference.
Because if your hangover hair is immortalised in plastic for the rest of your uni career, it can make things a bit embarrassing when you're trying to get cheaper tickets for the cinema.
Well, there's only so much we can tell you in a short guide, and we've only been able to touch briefly on the uni, but there's so much more left to Glasgow University and to Glasgow itself for you to explore.
It's common for Glasgow Uni students to get trapped in what's called the West End bubble. This is when they become so caught up in the uni and the area around it that they don't tend to do much else. If you do this, you'd be missing out on so much that Glasgow has to offer, so get out there and explore.
Whether you're staying with us for 1 semester, 4 years, or even beyond, there will be something here for you. And the best advice we can give you is just to enjoy.
The time is going to pass like that, so make the most of it. And one more thing, work hard, but for God's sake, don't let studying get in the way of your education.
Another awesome production. Now we'll hear speeches from our 4 student body presidents. Before that, to tell you a little bit about my own time at university, here's some personal experiences with each student body. So to begin, my introduction to the Glasgow University Union began at the infamous beer bar during my own Freshers Week. I went with a couple of new course mates to a quiz hosted by Gamescom. By the way, it was a night to remember. Over time, I realised the GUU certainly can be a home away from home. Inclusivity throughout the year is something that you can always expect, with loads to get involved with and friends always close by. Whether you're going to an amazing event, a debate that will go until 5 a.m, or a drink at the beer bar at 11 a.m, there's always certainly loads to do. I'll certainly never forget experiencing Hot Tub Time Machine during Freshers' Week last year. I've never seen an audience more electrified. But now to tell you about the first of our two student unions, our GUU president, Rory Slater.
Right. First of all, let me welcome you once again to Glasgow. In my opinion, this is the friendliest and most welcoming city in the entire world. Glasgow University is an awe-inspiring place, and you've all done incredibly well to get this far. I now urge you to seize every moment and get involved in everything you possibly can. With hundreds of clubs, societies, student groups, there's no shortage of ways to contribute, and that's without mentioning our two fantastic student unions. In 1885, the Statue of Liberty arrived in New York. Professional football was legalized in Britain. The first person was officially cremated, and for some reason, February did not end with its traditional full moon. But most importantly, that was the year in which Glasgow University Union was founded, This is one of the oldest, friendliest, and most prestigious university unions in the whole world. But of course, we do not rely solely on reputation or past successes to continue. We are a union constantly changing, developing, and improving to meet the needs of our members, and our new members, particularly those of you in this room today. That's why this week, GUU is throwing its biggest, most diverse, and most welcoming Freshers' Week ever, with events unparalleled across campus. For example, tonight we welcome live comedy from Fringe sellout three-piece all the way from Ireland, Foil Arms and Hog, followed by a little-known act that a few of you might have heard of, which is Pendulum. But if none of that sounds like your scene, why not come down to a workshop with the award-winning journalist, broadcaster and musician Fergus Muirhead this afternoon. Or if you'd rather race around in a trolley and throw water balloons in Kelvingrove Park, then our big all-day games event on Thursday, otherwise known as Badge, is for you. And this is just a taste of what we have in store for the rest of the week. And when this week ends, the fun continues. We keep having more fun all year round with huge events such as Oktoberfest, Halloween, and Daft Friday. We also have parliamentary debates, weekly events such as quizzes and open mic, and we even try and fail to make studying fun, but we do offer free tea and coffee in our two libraries during exam time. We want the GUU to be your home on campus and home to every single student on campus. We are entirely run by students for students. Join us and get involved. Whether it's joining one of our committees, running for a board position, applying to be one of these very lovely helpers, or just having a drink at one of our bars, you can get involved at any level, and I promise you won't regret it for a second. Former rector and GUU president Charles Kennedy, who sadly passed away earlier this year, once said, "It's the university that gives you a degree, but it's the unions that give you your education," and he couldn't be more true. The GUU is already one of the largest licensed premises in Scotland, but next month we'll be opening our brand new extension nightclub, The Hive. You may have heard the legend from previous older students before it was knocked down in 2013, but so some of you may have heard the legend of the previous Hive from older students before it was knocked down in 2013, but in only a matter of weeks, you're going to be amongst the first to experience yourself in a purpose-built nightclub, which will give GUU unrivaled student facilities in the whole of the UK. I look forward to sharing a part of your university career with you. It really is a fantastic part of our lives. And now, after this and all these speeches, you'll certainly be in need of some refreshment, which is why I invite you all down to the beer bar with this lot, and I'll buy you your first drink. A lot has changed in the union's 130 years. A lot has changed in the union's 130 years, but one thing remains the same. The Glasgow University Union is, always has been, and always will be the best student union in the world. Thank you.
Thanks, Rory. To go back in time again, my introduction to the Queen Margaret Union also began during my own Freshers' Week. The white t-shirt party certainly was great fun, as I'm sure those of you who went the other night will certainly agree with. Also, having 2 student unions on campus is pretty awesome. Friday nights, our weekly club night magic, is a great way to start every weekend during the semester. Whether you're going for lunch at the food factory, playing a game of Pull It Champs, it's a great way to, playing a game of Pull It Champs, or going for a pint of magic at Jim's bar, the QM caters for everyone. Last September, I saw an advert that MTV were hosting auditions at the QM to cast students for the EMAs held at the Hydro. A group of us performed Billie Jean and won red carpet VIP tickets. Highlight of the night, got a selfie with David Hasselhoff. There's always something happening at the QM, even on a random Monday between lectures. But now, to share with you all that makes the Queen Margaret Union great, our QMU President, Max Defton.
I love you guys too. Now, during Rory's speech there, I was tempted to do a Kanye West and come up and go, I'm gonna let you finish, Rory, but the Queen Margaret Union is the greatest student union in the world. I'm incredibly proud to be welcoming you here as the President of the Queen Margaret Union. In 4 years' time, you'll hopefully be coming back to this hall to collect a degree that's recognised and valued around the world. But it'll be the friends you make and the experiences you have that will really make your time at the University of Glasgow. And there's no better place to build that than at the Queen Margaret Union. Founded in 1890 as part of the Queen Margaret College, the QMU has always prided itself on being an open, welcoming, tolerant space for all who pass through its doors. From fighting for gender equality in the 70s to the first gender-neutral bathrooms on campus. Whether you're 17 or 18 and moving away from home for the first time, an international student coming to Glasgow for an Erasmus year, or a mature student new at the University of Glasgow, whether you've come from Glasgow, Ghana, Edinburgh, Estonia, I want the QMU to be your home on campus this year. We've got 3 bars with the cheapest pint attendance on campus. We've got a legendary gig venue that's hosted the likes of Red Hot Chili Peppers, Nirvana and Emily Sandé, as well as tomorrow night, the amazing Father, Son and La Fontaines. Sorry guys, we had Pendulum in 2010. This week, we've got an amazing lineup with This week, we've got everything from Radio 1's Scott Mills, great live music, headphone disco, our enormous Sub-City party taking over 3 floors, the best electronic music you'll hear all week. And on Thursday, our Freshers' Ball, which includes everything from cabaret and burlesque to Kaylee's and a casino. You've got to come along on Thursday night. The QM plays host to over 100 clubs and societies. We've got everything from international student groups, sword fighting, video games, and pole dancing. So whatever you're interested in, it'll find its home in the QMU. Every week we play host to great local live music and open mic sessions. Massive quizzes. Get down on Wednesday to win 200 quid. Our fantastic poetry open mic night allowed, our regular Friday club night magic, and best of all, because the QMU is run by students for students, you can get involved in making it happen. If you've got a great idea, bring it along and we can make it a reality. Beyond just grabbing a meal and a pint, the easiest way to get involved in the QM is through our 4 committees who meet every single week in the boardroom on the 3rd floor. On Monday, come along for Campaigns and Charities Committee. We raised a record amount last year. This will give you great experience of volunteering and it'll look great on your CV, as well as being involved with campaigns like our Elephant in the Room campaign, which focuses on ending the stigma surrounding mental health issues on campus. On Tuesday, join our events and tech team to play at live bands and massive club nights. On Wednesday, come along to our award-winning student magazine. We've interviewed everyone from Al Pacino to Nicola Sturgeon. So if you want to gain some great journalism experience, Publications Committee is the way to do it. And finally, on Thursday, join Social Committee to get involved with planning all the great events I've talked about in our bars. A couple of months ago, a student came along and said, we should do a short film festival. We've got 1,000 submissions and it's still rising. So we really can make your ideas reality. Finally, if you really love the QM, you can run in our elections, become a member of the Board of Management, or even President. I was sat in this hall 4 years ago and I never imagined I would be up here speaking to all of you. So it really can happen to anybody. Our first election of the year is on 12th of November, and there are 3 seats just for first years to get involved. We really, really want you guys to have an input into what we do and carry on making this the best student experience in the world. It's quite strange, in fact, to think that in 3 or 4 years' time, one of you will be up here giving this speech to everybody. I hope you've had a chance to meet this gorgeous bunch in red up there. Come along and talk to them. They can tell you so much more about the QMU and how brilliant it is to be involved. So if you've got any questions, just talk to them anytime this week. As president this year, I want the QMU to be your home on campus. I want to make our union more open and democratic and give people a real say in how we go forward. I'll be running presidential surgeries every week this year to bring your ideas along to me. My door's always open on the 3rd floor, or I'm usually in the bar. It's an absolute pleasure to stand up here with the representatives of the other 3 student bodies and welcome all of you to the University of Glasgow. I'm QM till I die. I hope you guys will be too.
Thanks very much, Max. Now to introduce our 3rd student body, the Glasgow University Sports Association, GUSA! Fun fact, I learned to swim at the Stevenson pool at 5 years old. After joining the gym at the start of my first year, I explored a huge number of sports clubs available at Glasgow Uni. Ultimate Frisbee was the first sports club I joined. I should probably say now, after a couple of years, my hand-eye coordination skills are pretty shocking. I was also told by the Muay Thai captain last year that I shouldn't fight in the interest of my own safety. I've no real aptitude for sports. However, team spirit and group motivation is something there's no shortage of. Opportunities to go to tournaments up and down the country each year, meet students from other unis, are just a couple of the many things that makes being part of GUSA great. One year, I fell off a ski lift whilst on the annual winter trip with the skiing and snowboarding club. As you can see, I survived. Some friends found me, we grabbed lunch at a bar. Whether it's going to the Alps or going to Lanzarote with the tennis club, I've had some amazing times. But now, to tell you all about sports at Glasgow, our GUSA president, Caitlin Kelly.
Thank you, GUSA. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Caitlin, as Amir has just said, and it gives me the greatest pride to address you all this afternoon as President of Glasgow University Sports Association, more commonly known as GUSA. I fondly and vividly remember sitting where you are now 5 years ago, taking in the incredible atmosphere and energy in this room. As I sat and listened to each of the individuals speak, enthused on by their loyal following of helpers, I remember feeling overwhelmed by a number of emotions and thinking at that point that this was definitely somewhere where I belonged. This moment, I am sure, will stay with me forever, and it definitely prompted me to throw myself into university life. But little did I know that 5 years later, that I would have the honour of standing here today, delivering this speech on behalf of GUSA. This feeling This feeling of belonging and pride may not come to you as immediately as it did for me, but I have no doubt that each and every one of you will definitely find where you belong here at the University of Glasgow. And I'm here to tell you why you should make getting involved in sport an absolute must. So, what is GUSA? GUSA is the oldest student body on campus and the best. Founded over 130 years ago, we are a group of 12 annually elected students who represent all students involved in sport and physical activity on campus. We, in partnership with the University Sports Service, oversee and deliver all sporting activity. GUSA has something for everyone, with 51 sports clubs, from extreme sports to martial arts, individual sports to traditional competitive team sports, and many more. All clubs can provide for complete beginners through to elite athlete. If you do not think that club sport is your thing, GUSA and University Sport offer a wide range of recreational activities, from recreational leagues, drop-ins, and over 50 exercise classes per week. So if you just feel like a bit of a kickabout with your friends or a quick exercise class between lectures, then we have it covered. GUSA also run a number of welfare projects such as the Gym Buddy system to support any students to get physically active, and Starfish, a peer support group for anyone struggling with disordered eating or exercise. With all this, there are a large number of volunteering opportunities for you to get involved with at any level, from running for a club committee to being a gym buddy, or maybe even going for GUSA Fresher Helper like all these sporty keen people in pink. There are two incredible sporting facilities at Glasgow. We have our lovely gym on campus, the Stevenson Building, also known as the Stevie. We will get on to that one, but in the Stevie, there is a cardio suite, 2 squash courts, sauna, steam room, strength and conditioning suite, swimming pool, and so much more. As well as our indoor facility, we have Garscube Sports Complex, our amazing outdoor facility located just off campus. At Garscube, we have synthetic pitches, grass pitches, tennis courts, and a cricket oval. While on campus this week, you are sure to notice the construction work currently taking place next door to the Stevie and the GEU. This site will be home not only to the new Hive, but to a new world-class facility to extend our current gym, and will be open for all of you in October. The extension will house a new state-of-the-art muscle conditioning suite, world-class cardio suite, and all-new sports hall with dedicated fan zone. This really will cement Glasgow as one of the leading facilities in the country. If you are a student living in halls, you're eligible for an accommodation membership. This means your gym membership is free as it's already included in your accommodation package. All you have to do now is head down to the Stevie and sign up. If you're not living in halls, don't worry, gym membership is only £100, one of the cheapest in the country. If you are only here for one semester, it is only £75. And this price admits you to everything that I've mentioned previously. There is free access all this week, so come down and check out what's on offer. So, why should you get involved in sport at university? Recent studies have shown that not only using the gym increases your chances of employability after you graduate, but getting involved in club sport increases this chance even more. Employers are looking for much more than just a degree, and getting involved in sport at university gives you the opportunity to learn some essential life skills such as teamworking, communication, leadership, and most importantly, confidence. On top of all this, ours is probably longer because we have the stamina. But on top of all this, being part of a sports club or physical activity is just a great way to make friends. This week, GUSA has a number of events on to introduce you to university sport. The first thing I would recommend doing is coming to the sports fair down at the Stevie on Tuesday and Wednesday. Make sure you pick up. Make sure you pick up your free GUSA goodie bag full of all the GUSA essentials. You'll find all of GUSA's 51 clubs here and can find out more information about the free taster sessions that will be running from Thursday to Sunday this week. These are open to all abilities. These are open to all abilities, so whether you're a complete beginner or a total pro, I recommend trying out as many as you can. On Tuesday, we have a disability sport taster session in the GEU, and Friday we have a football frenzy, a four-a-side indoor football tournament in the activity hall of the Stevie. Thursday night, Scotland national women's team will be taking on Norway at Firhill Football Stadium, which is only a 30-minute walk from campus. Your goodie bag will include a voucher for £2 entry to this event, so please join the GUSA helpers to cheer on Scotland at 7 p.m. on Thursday night. On Wednesday night, we will be hosting the best party of your Freshers' Week, the GUSA Sports Party in the GEU. This year, our theme is Carnival, so get your fancy dress on, the more effort the better, and come down and see the GEU be transformed into a fun-filled carnival. There will be entertainment, games and prizes to be won, so head down early for a guaranteed great night out. To find out more about these sessions, please do speak to these lovely people in pink t-shirts, the Goosa Fresher Helpers. Since I sat in this room 5 years ago, I've had the most incredible 5 years at this amazing university, and I will be eternally grateful to Glasgow for my experience, and a huge part of this has been involved in sport. For me, sport represents opportunities. It is the chance to make great friends, to travel the world, to experience both winning and losing and become a better person for it. It is about trying new things, meeting new people, and taking on challenges and achieving your goals. At Goosa, you will meet the type of people who are ready to match you halfway in all of your efforts, and we will support you in any way that we can. Your time at Glasgow, and quite frankly the rest of your life, will be what you make of it. Make sure it is time well spent. I hope you all have a fantastic Freshers' Week and a fantastic time throughout your studies here. I look forward to meeting you all in the coming year and over the next week, and I wish you best in your sporting futures. Thank you.
Thank you, Caitlin. Now to introduce our last student body president of the day, I'll first give you some insight into where I represent the SRC. My introduction to the SRC began through student volunteering. After applying to become a helper in Mud Blue, I decided I wanted to become more involved with the organisation. SRC is often cited amongst the student community as doing everything, from volunteering to active support, including academic, welfare, and the clue that's in the name, representation. Services run throughout the year to ensure the entire 27,000 student population, yes, you're all automatically members of the SRC, receive student-led support We ensure you'll see full support throughout your time here. My own experience with the SRC has been nothing short of amazing. Representing international students last year was hugely engaging and insightful to the wider student community. My role this year largely focuses on your extracurricular experience here at Glasgow. Whether you wish to join by last count one of our 253 affiliated clubs and societies, from baking, Eurovision, mountaineering, beard appreciation, beard and moustache appreciation, there's always loads to get involved with. But now, to pass you on to someone who can give you the lowdown about life here at the university, SRC El Presidente, Liam King.
if this has been long and loud for you, just think, these guys have been on the lash since Thursday. So brevity being one of the most underrated of virtues, I'll try and be as short and concise as possible. I don't want to stand between what was the world-renowned Glasgow sunshine, which is all over the prospectuses except when you arrive, but it's no longer sunny, so we can't use that joke. Oh well. Anyway, right. To that end, I'm not going to list all the events that we have coming up over this week. Over 50 of them. I'm not going to do that. We have an events guide when you pick up your freshers pass, and you can read all about that there. I'm not going to list all the reasons, of which there are many, that we are clearly the best student body. Anyway, it's clearly because we have, hashtag more whistleblowers, but, and nor am I going to list the, and nor am I going to list the everything that we do. Over the next 4 years here, you could never set foot in the unions, never join the gym, but I guarantee you will at least once need the SRC. Anyway. The reason I'm not going to do these things is because there's actually something far more memorable about this event that you'll take away. And it's not what I've said, it's not what the presidents have said, it's not what Edward or the principal or Stuart Macquarie will have said. It's actually the feeling and the experience that you have right now. And that's one of profound and deep confusion, I'm sure. And one of being lost in a sea of new faces and in a sea of colour. And it's that experience which is actually what's most memorable. Because more often than not, it can be a catalyst for disengaging with campus life. And what I want to sort of set out are some reasons why you shouldn't do that, but actually why you should pick one or pick four and stick with them. Because campus life is these four student bodies. And if you don't engage them, if you don't join a member, if you don't join the gym, join the unions, then you'll leave the university with just a degree. But as numerous people have said, don't let the studies get in the way of your education. It's not all about your studies. So if you're lost in a sea, then you're lost in a sea. What is the medicine to this seasickness, this confusion, this loss? Well, it is getting involved. It is finding a rock, one of the four, and choosing it. Anyway, so yeah, that should be it. If it is so easy, to pick one and for that to be it, and for that to be your university experience, then presumably you're convinced and I don't need to do any more. But I doubt it. So I'll give you sort of three reasons why you should, or three reasons that are somewhat duties as well, actually, as to why you should get involved. Well, for yourself, you should get involved with one of these four for yourself. Friends, many of you will come here and left behind friends and family at home, and you need a new home. You need a new set of friends. You need to find your Glasgow home. Well, each of these four student bodies is a home themselves, and you can join one and find a whole new family. They'll take you in, care for you over the next 4 years, and you remain a member of for the rest of your lives. Why also should you? Why also should you remain part of campus life? Well, and over the next year, and many will say this to you, but graduate attributes and developing yourself as a person. There is no better place to do that than in one of the four student bodies. Because you need to break the monotony of study. You don't need to read every book, you don't need to buy them all, you don't need to do all that reading. You need something to distract you from that, something legitimate enough, such as the four student bodies, that to distract you from the monotony of study without feeling too guilty about it. But also because you have a great deal of potential, more than just going to 9 a.m. lectures and then going home and watching Parks and Recreation endlessly for hours and hours on Netflix. There's more to you as an individual than just that. And these four student bodies can provide an outlet and can provide somewhere for you to unleash that creativity and that potential to make a significant and profound difference to the students that will come after you and to the students sat next to you. But why also should you get involved in one of the four student bodies? Well, because the university is its students. It is us. This is the university. It's not the walls here. It's not the microphones. It's not Anton. It's not anyone like that. It's the students. Without the students, this wouldn't be a university. Without us, this is just a National Trust building that does tours and weddings on weekends. We are the lifeblood of this university. And if we are a student body, then these four student bodies are the organs that drive on, each with their own distinct mission, to drive on and improve the student experience that Anton was speaking about there. Because where every other university has one student body that allows itself to focus on its own particular interests to the detriment of the majority of students, what we have here are four student bodies, all interested in making sure that what they offer you
is the best in the country, and that the total of all that is the best student life in the whole of the UK. Anyway, so if you so without you, if you don't help support these bodies, if you don't buy into them, if you don't become a member of them, if you don't put all your energy into campus life and making your own but your peers Freshers Week and 4 years as good as it can be, then the university itself isn't really about the students. Anyway, but I hope what you take away from all the speeches and all the videos from GUST is that there is an awful lot to explore out there. There is an awful lot to get involved with, and I hope what you take back is a desire to go out and find your niche and find what you want to do and what you can be the best at in Glasgow University, and how you can help your fellow students to really get the most of their student experience as well as yours. I sat here 4 years ago as well and spent the first year watching Parks and Recreation. And it was on reflection at the end of that first year that I realised I hadn't really done anything. I decided that's when I wanted to actually get involved in the SRC and campus in general. So I hope you don't leave the hall with I hope you don't leave the hall with. Hope you don't leave the hall with to head up back to Murano to sit in your room for the next year. I hope you go out there and find Freshers Week, find what find the next 4 years of your university life, and hope you enjoy yourself. Anyway, well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Liam. Well, everyone, you've already begun your learning experience here at the university today by the spectacle that is the Freshers' Address. And over the next week, you'll learn much more about what makes this university a world-class institution. Time at uni certainly is finite. Earlier this summer, I attended a number of graduation ceremonies for friends. Something that kept coming up was people kept saying, "Where did all the time go?" As a local student, when I began my journey here, I was already very familiar with the university and the surrounding area. As I said, I learned to swim at the Stevie at the age of 5. What I never anticipated, though, was that there's a micro-world within the city of Glasgow, and that's Glasgow University. Diversity would be the word I would say I most associate with the uni. In a world that is very much powered by how many tweets you send or how many likes you get on a photo, we're globally interconnected. Life here at uni certainly reflects that. There's no template as to what makes a Glasgow student. As you've heard from our speakers today, their experiences here are full and plentiful. It will be you yourselves that will be here in a few years' time, receiving your degrees, but hopefully you'll be back before then, shouting at the top of your lungs like those above you. Whether Whether you become part of the GUU, QMU, GUSA or the SRC, or maybe a little bit of each, your story will be your own. Societies, unions, sports, volunteering and everything else representative. These are just some snapshots of what make your university experience here. We can't forget our studies after all, intellectual curiosities that humans sought in creating academic institutions such as Glasgow in the first place. Last year, seeing friends study abroad in Australia's Gold Coast against the backdrop of glowing modern urban architecture in cities in Southeast Asia, or hanging out in Broadway and NYU, gave some insightfulness to the fact that uni literally can make dreams into realities. I study accountancy and finance. One bit of advice I would have for you is to remember that you don't have a time turner. Time is finite, and it should be accounted for. Utilise it, make the most of it, create memories. Your potential has no limit. You now have the opportunity to make your time at Glasgow literally magic. That wasn't hashtag. It wasn't a shout out to the QM. I'll just finish up by saying, good luck, welcome to the University of Glasgow, and thank you.